Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SHW 68. I'm Brandon Benefield, Gerard Bonner, and of course our pal Sal Renaro. Man, we've got a big show lined up tonight.
An absolutely huge show featuring 3 big title matches and a Canton street fight which could settle or maybe not a major war. Ladies and gentlemen, this is SHW 68.
He's from the South, most dangerous playground. His pronouns are King and Daddy, the Carolina Reaper, Jackson Drake.
Well, it was a couple of months ago where the Carolina Reaper Jackson Drake made his debut here at Southern Honor Wrestling. He was very impressive that night, did not come away with the win, but now he's called out our champion, Joe Black, and wanted this one-on-one match. And as soon as he called him out, Joe went straight to Jake the Snake Roberts and said, make it a title match, let's do this.
You know, it's not every day that somebody is wild enough to call out, of all people, Joe Black, our current SHW champion, and one of the most feared men in all of pro wrestling. And Jackson Drake, clearly, no fear, calls himself the Carolina Reaper, and tonight he could reap the SHW championship.
I like to call it youthful stupidity.
Aha!
This kid, he's one of these guys that reads his hype on X. Sees the positive things said about him on the Facebook, and it goes straight to his youthful head. And now he's taking Bob from New York's words and turned it into an ass beating.
Wow. And that's literally what could happen with the introduction of the SHW champion. And speaking of introduction,
you hear the music? Talk about the Carolina Reaper. This is Don't Fear the Reaper.
Oh, wow. This is interesting.
How about this? A little different than we're used to here for our Southern Honor champion.
Very different from what we're accustomed to. But there's always a unique entrance.
There it is.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Making his way to the ring, representing the hierarchy, he is the Southern Honor Champion, the heavyweight, Joe Black.
Making his 3rd title defense in what, GB, just 4 weeks or so?
28 days, but who's counting? And you know, you think about this, we have literally, not just we, but he has waited 4 years for this particular moment. We go back to Still Here 6, where we finally got a fair shake at the SHW Championship. Defeated the longest reigning SHW champion, Judas, in our history, ending his 518-day reign. And we all remember, we were there 4 years ago, not just when he won it, but when he had to relinquish the championship due to injury. Now could we be getting the best version of Joe Black? He's healthy, his mind is right, and he's ready to defend the SHW championship.
And not only that, he's got Murder 1 in his corner.
He does.
Blacklist Uno himself.
And that could make him more dangerous than he's ever. Did you just see what I just saw?
I don't know how wise that was.
Youthful stupidity.
I like that. Youthful stupidity. Because you gotta be crazy to get in the face of Murder 1 and knock his hat off?
He's not old enough to know better. Tonight is a lesson learning experience for this young man. And keep in mind, I think the world of Jackson Drake. I think the future's so bright for him, I'm gonna need 6 pairs of shades to cover my broken face. That being said, tonight, his chest is gonna feel like my face looks.
GB, I believe the saying goes, he gonna learn today.
I promise you that was coming out of my mouth, sir. We've been hanging out that long. And so, with that said, Jackson Drake, who...
Oh, wow. Not making any fans here in Canton.
But look at the look on the face of the champion. Joe Black is smiling.
Absolutely. Our official, David Weekley, just called for the bell, and we are officially underway here for SHW 68, kicking off the show with this massive Southern Honor Championship matchup.
And the thing I like about Jackson Drake is he doesn't need to make friends. He doesn't want friends. He's here for one person, one reason, and that's himself. He wants to prove that he's the man, and there's only one way to prove that you're the man here, and that's by beating the man. Joe Black is the man, period.
There's no doubt about that. And of course, the man has got the gold And Jackson Drake would love nothing more than to come in and stop the momentum of Joe Black. As we mentioned, he's healthy, he's excited, he's well, he's looking to have that title reign that he wanted to have 4 years ago, and Jackson Drake would love to play the role of spoiler tonight.
And you see Joe has Jackson grounded there with that wrist lock, and now Jackson finally escapes, backs into the corner. Joe gonna let him regather his thoughts here.
You know, in pro wrestling, you often hear about people finishing their story, chasing their story, right? It's very, very, very rare that the champion is the one that comes in with the chip on his shoulder. Joe Black still has a point to prove. Joe Black's got a ruffle-sized bag of chips on his shoulder. Jackson Drake may be an unfortunate victim, and these ruffles might have riches.
You know, it's interesting that you mentioned that as everybody's right now talking about this WWE ID program. You know, a lot of people want to be an opportunity to get that kind of opportunity. And one of the things that we know about Joe Black is we all believe Joe Black should have been on somebody's television screen by now.
Yeah.
And that's one of those chips that you were talking about, Sal, that he wears very heavily on his shoulders. Meanwhile, you look at a Jackson Drake who's only been in the business for 7 years, yet he's been on these TV screens. He's been on AEW. He's been in the NWA. He's been on WWE. And that is something that really bothers the SHW champion.
And, you know, I think he's surprising a lot of people right here with this test of strength where he was able to counter back onto Joe Black. And now look who has the upper hand here. It's Jackson Drake.
It is Jackson Drake. But
Wise decision. Wise decision.
But again, the smile on the face of Joe Black, to me, the smile is scarier than the frown that can be on his face.
And we know Joe, he just loves the aggressiveness. He loves that physicality in this ring. And what does that do to your psyche, Sal, when you look like you don't have the upper hand, but you're smiling at your opponent?
The intensity level changes immensely. When you think you've got a man down and all he does is look you in the eye and smile back, it completely changes your game plan. And Mike Tyson says everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face. Everybody's got a plan until they punch someone in the face and get no response.
Absolutely. Great world philosopher, Mike Tyson. And now the number one salute there.
But did you see
Jackson Drake.
He got to that by going from the hierarchy salute to dropping one of his fingers.
Jackson Drake showing a lot of I wouldn't say wisdom, but he's
a little moxie here now as you pick the ankle, and now trying to turn that left ankle of the killer weight.
And this is what he's got to do. This is his best chance. You do not want Joe on his feet. When Joe Black has his base underneath him, he is a walking weapon.
Yeah, he's like a wrecking ball.
Solid, massive weapon.
But look at Jackson Drake, specifically the ankle that he's going after with Joe Black. That is the same ankle that was injured that caused Joe Black to relinquish the championship 4 years ago.
Back up, Jackson. Back
Good morning.
Jeez. Joe had that front face lock and then that wicked body shot. And now Jackson going for a side headlock, now working on that left arm of Joe Black.
That one little shot's like a 4:30 a.m. alarm clock. It'll wake you up real quick and put you in a bad place.
You better believe it, but Joe Black goes to the outside to break the hold. Very creative way to break this hole and to change it.
Man. Joe has Jackson tied up in the ropes like a pretzel right there. You see Murder One posing for a photo.
You cannot replace experience.
You cannot. When you talk about experience, you're talking about 16 years in this business for the SHW champion, Joe Black.
And you know, GB, we talked about it on the pre-show, Joe Black at the anniversary, putting his career on the line. We were thinking we were this close to not seeing Joe Black anymore, and now we're getting the extra innings of Joe Black, and he's making every appearance very, very special, and we're seeing it here tonight.
Good God!
The man in that chop reverberating throughout the action building here tonight.
But he came back with a chop.
And Joe just welcomes it.
Joe loves it.
And flex the pecs.
Good God! Oh my gosh! Good Lord!
Mad respect to Jackson Drake for not dropping to his knees on these, but I don't know if getting into a
Good God!
Speaking of dropping, he just got dropped there with a massive chop from Joe Black.
Involuntarily.
Good night.
Joe Black lured him in. He threw that little bait off the fishing boat.
Jackson Drake suckers him in. Looks like he was going for another chop. Instead, the kick to the midsection. Now going to send Joe across, but a counter by Joe Black. Into the release German. And Jackson Drake just got dropped on the back of his head.
Youthful stupidity.
The danger of Joe Black, and this is impressive. Oh, wow.
Russian judges give it a 6.
Oh, wait, heads up, heads up, heads up. Joe Black.
But he called him, tornado DDT.
Onto the concrete floor. And Jackson Drake falling into the lap of our
He's
commentary
in a
partner.
horrible place.
He needed a hug.
God, it must suck to suck, huh, buddy?
He needed a hug. Good Lord.
A DDT on the concrete. Are you kidding me?
You know, here's what's amazing to me about Joe Black. Joe Black is so good, he remembers things that most of us forgot that he even knew. When's the last time you saw him do a tornado DDT through the ropes?
Pulling out all the stops as the champion here of Southern Honor Wrestling. Breaks the referee's 10 count. Great veteran awareness there from Joe Black, and now he's got Jackson Drake up against the guardrails.
And this goes back to the legacy building point we were talking about. Joe Black had this match won. DDT on the concrete floor, get out of my face, this match was over.
Yes. Good Lord! His whole spirit left him. I saw it.
But Joe wants to build a legacy, beating a youthful.
Oh, no. Oh, wow. Now that move can change the trajectory of this matchup.
You talk about the youthful stupidity so far, but my goodness, that was a smart move.
Wrong arm, pal.
Yeah. He should have done it to the right arm since Joe's right-handed there, but oh my
But back
goodness.
to my point, Joe wants to build a legacy. Beating Jackson Drake in 2 minutes doesn't do anything for that legacy. Putting it on Jackson Drake, making Jackson Drake a statement, an exclamation point, and not just a sentence, is what Joe Black is doing tonight.
Jackson going for a rig of the eyes. Instead, he gets stopped in another chop while he's seated there. Joe grabbed a chair out of the audience. And what's Joe calling for here? Looks like maybe
Whatever he wants.
gonna take a trip around the ring, perhaps. And here he comes.
He's lining him up. Here we go.
Building up some speed. Oh, but he got
caught.
Oh no! Oh no! Are you kidding me?
Oh, no.
What a sick landing! Oh no!
Oh, no. That chair that he landed on, which he landed on that chair headfirst, that's totally going to change the direction of this matchup.
That chair was 3 years old.
Good Lord. Like him or not, Jackson Drake with a wise move to capture Joe, send him with that overhead suplex into that chair onto the concrete floor. That was nasty.
And back to the pull here. What Jackson Drake is doing, he's taking advantage of the environment laid out for him. That is brilliant.
Jackson Drake, only his third time here in SHW, but he is making an impression right now. And think about this. If he walks away tonight as the SHW champion, nobody can stop this guy.
Now, wait a second. He was doing something with the guardrail over there. Not sure what he's got. He's looking for a German suplex from the apron. Are you kidding me?
And if he hits this is over.
He's going for the kill. And look, Joe's only got one arm.
But the strength of Joe Black is unparalleled. Those back elbows finally creating some separation.
It's amazing to me.
Wow.
Wave Express.
Man, oh man. What a counter there from Joe Black to regain the upper hand.
STO on the apron, popularized by Jimmy Rave, one of the founding members of the hierarchy.
And a pin attempt here to retain the title. Just a 2 count.
Joe Black is digging deep into his arsenal, and it's interesting, Jackson Drake is challenging him in this way, but I think this is what Joe Black wants. He wants to be challenged. He wants somebody to attempt to take him to the limit so he can show why he is the champion here at Southern Honor.
And I do want to point something out. After all we saw, Joe's going for pinfall attempts now.
Correct.
I think Joe's reached the point where building a legacy is over and walking away champion is now number one.
Oh, a brilliant move there from Jackson Drake to lure the champion in.
Heads up. Oh, wow. Double axe handle, springboard from the top rope, right onto the crown of Joe's head.
He's so good
Ooh, pin
at
attempt here.
such a young age, and he doesn't even know it.
Quick 1 count.
Keep in mind, he's full of himself.
He is. He is.
The kid will tell you he's great, but I don't think he understands how great he can be.
Working on the fingers on that left hand of Joe Black. Oh, God. Now just stomping that elbow. Trying to hyperextend the arm there of Joe Black.
Think about the bravery that Jackson Drake has to have to come into this match by himself even though the rest or other members of the hierarchy are present.
Goodness gracious. These guys, I talked about Joe liking the physicality. Well, it appears that Jackson likes it just as much. These guys are throwing the heavy leather here tonight.
He likes it. He really, really likes it.
Man, oh man. Whoa, like a shotgun going off here in the action building.
There you go. Find a weakness, take advantage of it.
This is as physical of a match to start this night, and it is certainly a precursor of what's to come, knowing that later on tonight we've got that street fight.
Absolutely. Also 2 other big championship matches as well, but Joe being choked across that middle rope by Jackson Drake.
Jackson Drake is a special talent who, again, has not been intimidated by anything connected to the hierarchy. Listen to these people.
Joe lets him know he's number 1. Jackson with a chop and now a rake to the eyes. Referee now reprimanding him.
Let's make no mistake about it. You're looking at the future in the ring right now. The problem is the future's in the ring with the present.
Absolutely, and Joe gets sent across hard into the corner. Jackson Drake charges in. Joe gets the boot up. Step up enziguri right to the ear of Jackson Drake. Now Joe from the second turnbuckle, missile drop kick.
And the present is not willing to relent.
One thing about pro wrestling, we all fight for the spot. Once we get that spot, we fight even harder to keep it.
Inside cradle,
and the
inside
spot could be
cradle.
over.
We almost saw an upset. Man, oh man, Joe gets taken down there by Jackson Drake. Jackson Drake almost pulled the upset of the century now. Pin attempt here, hooks the outside leg. Again, just a 2 count.
I am so impressed with what we are seeing from Jackson Drake. What it takes to come into an environment like this, to not be intimidated, even after taking all of those chops that he's taken, and to still take it to the champion, it's impressive.
I think his lack of intimidation goes back to that youthful stupidity.
I would agree.
He doesn't know to be intimidated. He doesn't understand that he stepped into the wolves' den.
And look what he's doing with his wrist tape here.
How creative is this?
Innovative maneuver here by Jackson Drake, trying to rip that right arm right out of the socket.
And there's technically nothing illegal about that.
The referee not going to allow him to use that wrist tape as he breaks up the hold.
But what Jackson's doing right now is awful. Awful. He's wasting time. He's got to be on Joe. You can't give Joe time to breathe. You cannot let Joe get back on his feet. Like I said earlier, when he gets his base underneath him, that's when he becomes a weapon.
Oh! What a kick right to the teeth from Jackson Drake. Now Joe just barely standing up in the corner here, using the ropes to prop himself up. Now he gets set up on the top turnbuckle by Drake.
And much to your point there, Sal, Jackson Drake continuing to jaw-jack with the crowd. Look at him. And again, I don't know if that's wise when you've got the champion in trouble like this.
I know it's not wise when you have the champion in trouble like this.
And oh my gosh, could this be a superplex from the top?
Jackson looking for a superplex, but Joe fighting his way out of it. And now slamming the forehead of Drake into that top turnbuckle is Joe Black. Joe Black now perhaps looking for a sunset bomb out of the corner. Can he get Drake off the ropes?
Oh, nobody gets caught there.
Oh, he got trapped. Joe has trapped him. And a pump kick right to the forehead.
And now
Drake's out. Drake's out. Wait.
Sit out. Bomb there.
As an expert of broken faces, I might recommend we get a doctor to look at Jackson's zygomatic arch right about now.
Murder one in this great crowd here in the action building, chanting for Joe, getting the champion, wheeling him back up to his feet.
And this is the grit that has allowed people to love Joe Black throughout the length of his career here in Southern Honor. It's why they love the fact that he is the representative of this company.
He's a fighter. He doesn't back down. He doesn't give up.
Drake trying to make his way back up to his feet. Now both men in a vertical position, but a straight right hand right to the teeth from Black to Drake.
Oh my gosh!
But Drake finding that next gear and answers right back. But Joe now is turning into just a slugfest here right in the center of the ring.
Do not want to throw strikes with Joe Black.
Absolutely not. One of the most prolific strikers in all of pro wrestling. And you can see it doesn't matter how long he's in that ring, he still has some fight left.
Goodness gracious.
Good Lord!
caving the chest in of Jackson Drake.
His chops
the
are
killer
as
wave.
powerful now as they were at the start of this match. Golly.
Joe Black strikes know one direction, and that's forward, and you do not want to be in front of that.
And these machine gun chops. Good Lord.
Now Drake all the way down.
Down, but give the kid credit. A normal human's chest would be crushed right now.
Agreed.
He would see lung.
Totally agreed.
Yeah, Jackson's getting all the credit in the world for me. He's hanging with Joe Black thus far in this matchup, blocking that shot. And now, oh man, into an armbar. Jujikatami, he's got it locked in, but Joe, I don't know if Joe realizes how close to the ropes he is with his feet.
Well, think about
He's also got his leg trapped, it looks like.
But Jackson,
oh man.
Jackson had been working on that arm all throughout the match, but a great way to reverse that.
And Joe now counters into a crossface.
And look what Joe did. Joe floated over so he can make the right arm the hook. He's got the S grip on. He's got the right arm instead of the injured left arm being the anchor of this maneuver. Brilliant, brilliant execution.
And this is why he is the champion here at Southern Honor.
Oh,
but a reversal here.
How about that? Drake counters into a pin attempt. Oh, into a power slam from Jackson Drake. We might have a new champion.
Oh, no. Wow. And there wasn't much behind that kick out there from the champion.
And that was the longest 2 count on Joe Black we've seen thus far. Man, oh man, Joe barely firing up that shoulder.
Joe Black, the 14th Southern Honor champion. Jackson Drake would love to become number 15.
Jackson Drake's, this is the youthful stupidity. He's being distracted by Murder One.
And he needs to totally stay.
Oh, back to the chops. And now Joe grabbing that left hand, interlocking the fingers, and Joe going back up to a...
We're seeing things from Joe. Yeah, we're seeing things from him we've not seen during his entire tenure here at Southern Honor.
He's going old school here. Going to walk the top rope is Joe Black.
We call him our taker for a reason.
Into a Hurricane Rana.
Are you kidding me?
Foolishness.
Joe Black can do it all, and now he's got Jackson Drake in his sights from Haiti with love. That's gonna do it.
Ball game.
Count to 60.
What? Are you kidding me?
What?
Joe Black is looking directly at us with his eyes huge, not believing what just happened, and we don't believe it either.
Are you kidding me?
I think this is a collective room of I can't believe that just happened. What fight Jackson Drake is bringing. He knows what's on the line tonight. The prize here in Southern Honor Wrestling.
And Jackson Drake could be a mere 3 seconds away from claiming that prize. The prize that it took 4 years for Joe Black to get back.
And this time he saw it coming into the ropes. Hit a cutter.
Oh my God.
He hit a cutter on Joe Black.
Oh
And it's
my
his
God.
Oh man.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
And that's where the exuberance got ahead of him there. He hit that massive cutter. If he was right on him, he would be the Southern Honor champion right now. He got a little excited. He got carried away. He took his eye off the prize for just that split second, but that's all Joe needed to kick out.
Completely agree. And now Jackson Drake, who seemingly hit Joe Black with his best shot, he fired away. But the question now is, does he have anything left in the tank? He's going to have to dig a little bit deeper if he wants to become the champion.
He's allowing Joe too much time here to regroup and regather himself here as both men now struggling to get back to their feet.
I don't know.
Drake up first.
I don't know if he's allowing him or Jackson has nothing left to give.
Oh, Joe misses with a clothesline. Oh, wait a second, from Haiti with love, but from Jackson Drake.
Again.
That's Joe's own move. No way. No way.
Wow.
And Joe barely, and I mean barely, was able to get a shoulder up.
He's got to capitalize quicker.
Now back to that Jujikatami one more time.
That's
from
right, the
Jackson
government
Drake.
ring.
And now this is where the reach of the champion becomes a problem.
And look at that right leg of Jackson Drake just pounding Joe right in the face.
And Jackson Drake, he's tall. He's a lanky guy. He's a tall cup of water there. So this is going to be very favorable to him.
Joe bridging up, trying to get his shoulders off the mat.
And Joe trying to make his way over to the ropes, and he got
Finally,
there.
that right foot makes it to the bottom rope. And the referee counting to 5, reprimanding Drake now.
He's taking his eye off the prize.
He certainly
He's got to
is.
stay focused.
Can't get mad at the referee right now.
Look at Joe using his teeth to hold himself up on the middle rope. So much taken out of the champion.
Joe Black is he trying to put his shoulder back in?
I think he was popping it back in place, GB.
Oh my goodness.
Uh-oh.
And that's why he was biting the ropes.
Now up on the shoulders, fireman's carry position here on Jackson Drake, but Joe using that elbow trying to get off. He finally does.
He's using the good elbow because that other elbow's just dangling there.
It is. From Haiti.
One more time from Haiti with love, pin and tip.
Hook.
And he got him.
Wow.
Man, oh man. Wow. Wow.
These two just told the rest of the locker room, follow that.
Yeah, good luck to the rest of the card tonight, man.
Joe Black is special. He's only the second man to hold the SHW championship more than once. And he shows why he is that man. Why he's the most respected man in the industry. And he's got something to say. The king speaks.
Ken, what's poppin'? Y'all feeling all right out there tonight? I'll keep this short and sweet. You know, everybody and their mama gonna cut a promo tonight. Jackson Drake, whether you like him, you love him, you hate him, this man will be gracing your TV screens sooner rather than later. I've known this kid since he was 12 years old, and he had a tag team partner that you may know as Javon Evans. And it is my promise to you, on everything I love, even though you a little bitch-ass punk. You're a Carolina boy. We're Carolina boys. Make us proud. Get your ass on TV and make some real money. Now get the hell out of here.
Wow.
Oh, and just in case y'all didn't know, that was just the first match. Stay tuned. Love you.
What a glowing endorsement from Joe Black to Jackson Drake.
Yeah.
I love to see that.
Yeah.
I really do. And there's no doubt Jackson Drake's going to be on our TVs sooner than later, following the lead of his longtime tag team partner, Javon Evans.
But the story isn't Jackson Drake. The story is the legacy that this man, Joe Black, is building and continuing to build.
Absolutely. His third title defense in 28 days. And that was his toughest title defense to date.
He has got the greatest schedule so far of any SHW champion we've ever seen.
Unreal.
No champion has defended the title 3 times in 28 days.
Unreal.
To your point about legacy, the legacy is clearly being built, and the legacy belongs to the man who we always bet on. That is Joe Black.
What a way to kick off the show. Stay tuned, folks. Good luck to the rest of the card, man.